Hello everybody, my name is Jeanette. I'm from Jeanette-marie Stamping. I am coming to show you something different. We're going to make some little cards. So we've got these really tiny little cute cards that we're going to make. It's with the meant to be stamp set. So they're really cute. You can see those there. And we've got the cutest can be papers. So that's what they look like. I'll just show you on the back. So I am going to have a quick look at changing over these different bits and pieces, and we will get you to have a look at what we're going to do today. Okay, so moving along, we're going to make these little cards, and this is what they look like. So we've got a little sentiment across here. We've got something on the front, and then it's like a little origami piece that opens up into a little card. So these are some of the ones that I've already done. So I'll show you these ones. Okay, so that's that one. And again, a little sentiment across there. And this one. And that is from this set here, which is the Meant to Be set. Okay, so I'm going to show you what you need. So you can use any pieces of paper to do these bits and pieces. So we can actually use any 6x6 piece to do that. You can either have a little hexagon, which is what I've got, or a circle. It doesn't make any difference. The result's going to be the same in the end. And we've got two pieces of white cardstock, which is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So that's what we're going to use to make our little card, but I'm going to come back to that in a second. And I'm just going to quickly show you these really cute little bees. Okay, so in the bee set here that we've got, that's the base bits there. So I've already stamped those up with some different yellows because I was interested to see what the other color yellows would look like. And then we get our little bee base here, and we just attach, or we just stamp it onto just like that. So we can do the bee going either way, so that doesn't make any difference because that's what these stamps do. They stamp on either way. So we've got different colors, different types of bee. So if you wanted to do them in like a crushed curry, the ones at the back that I've already showed you, they are actually in a Daffodil Delight. And we've got one little one here in Lemon Lolly. So you just line them up and stamp them. And then if you want to give them a little face, you can give them a little face. And there's about 3 different faces that you can give them. So I'll just quickly show you those ones there. So that's those. The other bits and pieces that are in the stamp set itself is the sentiments, and that's what one of the sentiments comes out like, and that is the stamp itself for the rope that's at the top. And that's another little sentiment there, which is this one. And then we've got, so I've stamped those bees, but when they're cut out, because they've also got dies, when they're cut out, this is what they look like. So you've got a big bee, and you can change, see we've got little wings here in 2 sizes. So we can make them big or small, just like for your little bee. And you can change the color of the wings. So one can have yellow wings, one can have black wings. So they just look really cute. And they all get cut out with a die, or you can hand cut them out if that's what you prefer. So that is that. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that and show you how to make our little card. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is get our like little cutter out because we're going to score. Okay, so we're going to score This is our 6x6 piece. We're going to score it at 3 inches. So we score at 3, and we're going to turn it around, and we're going to score it at 3 again. So that, you will see, has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 perfect pockets. Then we're going to line up this corner and this corner here. I'm going to move that up so you guys can see it better. And we're just going to score once through the middle from point to point. All right. So now we have got a piece of paper. And one diagonal score all the way through. And this is how the origami part of it works. So we just do that. And then we're just going to push that in like so, and it's going to make a little square. So I'll just show you guys again so that you can get that. Okay, so on the bits that have got the 2 diagonals, we're going to push those together, and we're going to fold it into a square. So that is our little square piece. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to either put a little hexagon in here, so like so, or we're going to have a look at this. But what we've got here, and when I did put on the instructions that you're going to need a thin sentiment. So what I meant by a thin sentiment is something like this one. Okay, so it's going to be, I'll just show you these ones. So it goes around the edge. So we've got quite a lot. It could be happy birthday. It could be like these ones. It's a good day. I think this one here is one that I'm going to show you how to put together. And it's just a note to lift you up. So they're all amazing sentiments. But what I've done is I've just picked something that looks really pretty and is really quite cute. And I'm just going to stamp around. Just going to get rid of my glasses so I can see better while I'm stamping. And we're just going to stamp it around the 4 edges of one of those squares. Okay, so that's our sentiment that has been done on one of the squares, and that's what these look like. So if you actually open them up, you'll be able to see that they all have a square, and then they fold up, and that's what they look like when they go back together. Okay, so if I wanted to, I can put a circle in there. If you've got circles at home, by all means, use a circle or cut a circle out or a shape. It doesn't have to have that. I just, in this particular kit, the dies happen to have hexagons. So I've used all the ones that go with this B set and used the hexagons throughout these particular colours. Okay, so I'm just going to add this one on. And then I'm just going to decorate and put our little bee on here, one of our little bees. And that's pretty much the outside done. We can decorate that a little bit more if you wanted to. And then we are going to put, you saw these ones that I've already done earlier before, which is the sentiment that I've just stamped on. Now you can put any sentiment that you like onto these. and you just pop them in here. So they're your 2 3/4 pieces that just go on the inside of your 6x6. So this is a really, really simple little card that looks really effective. You can whack out a pile of them in a really, really short period of time. Like these ones here that I've partially done so that you guys can see them. And you just basically put your little sentiments in. If you don't like your sentiment, like I didn't like that one, I didn't stamp it up properly, just flip it over and do it on the other side. And I'm just going to decorate this one with some cute little cutouts. We have piles of these in different sets, different seasons, different things. So there's so many different options now. We have words, sentiments in these little packs. And I just thought I would show some of these to give you an idea of what sort of things are around and how quick it is to make something if you didn't want to get a set of stamps or dies. They're usually around the $12 to $15 mark, and you get so many different bits and pieces that they're just endless. So there we go. That's a quick little decoration on the front, and then we've got ours on the thing. We could stamp on these as well. If anyone was at one of my buffets, you would have got the beautiful duck stamp set, and you can use that to do stamping on the inside, and I will just give you an idea of what that would look like. So with that particular stamp set, that's where these sentiments actually come from. So what I've done is I've actually put those stamps to use and reuse them because I just think they're really pretty and they look really effective. So I've just done the greenery and some different pieces there. So we'll just stick these into the card. So that's one. And there's our front on that one. And there's a little ladybug that I've made earlier. So I'm just going to pop him on the front because I just think he's cute. Okay. So I don't know how we're going for time. I think we've been on here about 14 minutes. So I'm just going to see how many cards we can knock out in that time. Okay, so some different sentiments. This one actually comes with the meant to be. This one here comes with our new set of stamps, and it's got mothers, daughters, sisters, sister-in-laws. It's got all of the female different sentiments that you could possibly ever hope for. It's even got pets, I think, in it. So I've used a few of those so that you can see some of the different stamps that are available. This was one of our free gifts, this particular DSP. It was a fruit salad DSP that came out with different buying products. And if you had spent X amount of money, then you would have actually been entitled to get this particular paper for free. So all I've done to decorate the front of this card is actually cut some of the DSP out. So I fussy cut it, stuck it onto the front, and there we go. that is our card completely done. So there's one card. There is card 2. So that one's that one. So we've got a B one. So that is card 3. Card 4. Card 5. Card 6. Card 7. And another one I did a little bit earlier on as well is card 8. This is also with the fruit salad. It's got hang in there written on the front, and on the inside it's got your best grandmother and mum and daughter with a little flower up the top. So that is all of the different ones that I'm going to do. I'm just going to quickly show you guys how to put one of these together. And then I think we will be just about done. And I can leave you to go back to your days or your night, the rest of your evening, I guess. Okay, so I'm just going to stick some dimensionals on the back here. So dimensional on the back. And then we just get our little wings. Okay, so that is a stamp. And then it's a die, and we just attach those on. So there is one here that I just was making. Where are you? Ah, here we are. So I can add him on to this card as well. And now we have a double B. So that's really how you do it. You just add a couple of dimensionals to the back of your little B, and that is pretty much how it is. So I will look at some different bits and pieces to do next time. I'm not quite sure what you guys would like to do. If you've got any ideas of what you would like to do, or if you'd like a quick card that you'd like me to think about doing on here for you, then let me know and I'm more than happy to look at it. If you want to come along, we've got classes coming up this Saturday, which is the 17th of May at Port Macquarie Library, and we've also got classes on Wednesday, the 21st of May, also at 11 a.m. Anyway, that's all from me. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you guys had fun and enjoyed yourselves, and I will see you next time.